Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, January 25th, 2021. We're in the first day of the new trading week, and we are in the final hour of the current trading day. The last hour is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. And I say this because during the day, algorithms and the day traders, they are the ones that are in control of the price. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in with size and they take that control, that price control, away from the day traders and the algorithms, and they control it in that last hour, and in particular in the last few minutes. So they have very smart people. They're dealing with a lot of money. They have the best information, best technology, and I believe that following what they do at the end of the day is a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you all for coming today. I hope that everyone had a nice weekend, that you had some fun, and that you stayed safe. Maybe you did a little chart study. That's always good on the weekends. But thank you for coming, and I hope that the time that you are spending and investing here is helping with your trading and or your investing. Currently, the Dow Jones is down 108 points, down 0.35%. The NASDAQ is up, however, up about 50 points, up 0.38%, and the S&P is slightly up 4 points, up 0.11%. So it's been kind of a wild day. We had a big sell-off earlier in the day, and then it came back, but it's been all over the place. But it has been a great trading day all the way around. So we'll take a look at my positions and trades here in a minute. So, all right, well, here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them moving forward. I had two great day trades today on Apple and gold, and I will share those with you. Then we are going to go over and we are going to take a look at your trades. I'm looking over on the board. It seems kind of mixed. There's some red, there's some green, but it will be fun to go and take a look and see how those positions are doing. After that, we're going to stop, regroup, talk a little bit about trader psychology. The mind is a mysterious thing, especially when it comes to trading. Creating a plan, following your plan is the number one skill that you need to develop in trading. You do need to learn how to look at charts and identify support, resistance, entry triggers, indicators. You do, but you do that so that you can learn to create a plan. Once you've created a plan, that's when the real work comes in. For some, it's pretty easy just to follow it, but for others, it's a struggle. And I would say the majority, because there's a lot of fear and greed involved in trading, so it gets your emotions all amplified. So I'd like to talk about trader psychology. I hope one day when you're listening, just something will click and you'll have that aha moment. It will bring it all home. So we'll talk about that. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have also gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. As you know, I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First requirement, I need a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames, if possible. Though that's the best kind of setup with on multiple time frames. Number 2, I need to make sure I have a good risk to reward. I need to make sure that whatever I'm risking based upon valid and strong support below me, I have the opportunity to make 2 times or more to the upside based upon valid and likely resistance above me. And then number 3, please always take a few minutes before you place a trade. Think to yourself, do I really need this trade? Do I really need one more trade? Do I already have a bunch of correlated positions in this industry? Is my account heat high? Or in other words, do I have a large majority of my capital at risk? Linda Raschke taught me this, and she says it all the time, and I think it's very valuable. Ask yourself if you really need that extra trade. If it's a great trade, fantastic, sure. But if you already have 2 or 3 positions in that industry, maybe let that one go, right? We need to have some diversification in our holdings. So those are the 3 requirements. I have already put in put on the board the potential end of day candidates. There's a couple good ones there. I think we'll have to look and see at the end of the day how they look, but as we get closer to the close of the market, I will go through each one, try to narrow it down to the very, very best one that meet my 3 requirements. If I find one and it all makes sense, then I will enter it right before the close of the market. Then after the market closes, if you have any questions for me, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to take a look at, and you'd like to get my humble opinion on, go ahead, just put them in the chat, put an emoji or an asterisk by it so I know it's time sensitive. And then lastly, if you have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could just please be so kind to wait till the end of the day before you tell me about them. That way the market's closed. That way I'm done teaching, I am done trading, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get those taken care of, okay? All right, so that is the plan. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look and see who is here today. Lova74 is always right there at the top. Good to see you, Lova. Hope you are doing well. Steve Burns, hey buddy, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you as always for coming. And great trading today on your U trade. Oh, here we go. Hello everyone. I exited my U position this morning after the big reversal for a 4% gain. Volatility is back. And we'll go over that in a sec, but look at this trade. This trade, I think, was up close to 8% at one point. Steve got out right here. I already marked it. 161.07, I believe, is what Steve told me. And this went from being up 8% to down 0.8%. And so, you know, that's what makes Steve Steve. He notices these things, and if something looks bad, he went ahead and locked in a 4% gain. So congratulations, Steve. Excellent. Gary is here. Hello, Greg and group. Hi, Gary. Good to see you, bud. Johan is here. Hello, Johan. Nice to see you. Gary says, exited Verizon due to earnings tomorrow. Will update end of day. Hope you're feeling better. Yes, I am feeling better. Not 100%, but I am feeling better. I am also exiting Verizon today as well at the close. I already have an order in to sell market on close because tomorrow morning there are earnings. And as you all know, I do not hold through earnings. And it sounds like Gary is not either. Jatin is here. Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Hello, Jatin. Good to see you. Steve says you went from, up about 8%. That's what I saw. To red. Unreal. Nice trade, Steve. Jackson says, I remember this line today shaking out the weaker longs. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows, right? David is here. Hello, Dave. Good to see you, my friend. Nice trade. I can't remember what it was, but I'm going to see it again when we go through. That was a monster. Frank is here. Hello, Frank. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you had a nice weekend. Frank says, hello, Greg and group. Johnson says, hello, everyone. Hello, Greg. Hello, Johnson. Good to see you. Hey, there's Kamal. Good to see you, buddy. Good chatting with you today. Thank you, as always, for your friendship, and thank you, as always, for the results of your scanner. Always, I think it's very helpful for this particular podcast. All right. Well, let's get started. All right. David and Johan and I did take Checkpoint Software on Friday. We took it at 129.48. I did hit one profit target today at 130.83. Got close to a second, but no cigar. The reason I took this is I liked the higher low structure. I also liked it the day before we took it. We had a V1 bearish reversal bar, but if you have a V1 bearish reversal bar that immediately goes right back up, that is a positive sign to me. And then also we went above the 5, the 20, the 10, and we rejected the -1 ATR channel. So we closed above all that support. We gapped up nicely, went roaring up, came back down, went negative. Like I said, I'm in at 129.48. It's 129.61, but I did hit one profit target up here, 130.83. So far, so good for Dave, Johan, and I. Coca-Cola having a good day. Have not been able to hit a profit target, but I'll tell you what, this looks pretty good. I bought this. Am I the only one who bought this? Yes. Only one that bought this. I bought this at 48.52 with the bounce right at the 30 RSI and a bounce near the 200 day. It stayed sideways. I think I did hit one profit target here. I'll tell you what, if I was not in this trade today, this entry looks better than mine here because we have a bounce at the 200. We have a V1 and we have a rejection of the -3rd ATR channel, and it is up about 0.5% today. So be great, hit a profit target finally on this, but I'm just glad it's up. Pfizer, Frank took a half position, Johan took a position, Gary took a position, I took a position. Bought this 2 days ago with the bounce off the 200-day moving average and the false breakout and a close above the false breakout from this low of this range over here. Bought 36.55. Right now it's 37.08. It is up 1.45% today. Did hit one profit target at 36.81 and 37.07. So that one's doing really well. Overnight SPY trade, of course. Hey, I forgot where I got out of SPY. I must have erased that line. Let's see if I can find it down here. 383.60. All right, 383.60. There we go. So it was a profitable overnight SPY trade. Bought Friday at 382.88. Sold today at 383.60. So good little overnight SPY trade over the weekend. Of course, I will be buying that again today, holding it overnight, taking the overnight risk, selling it first thing tomorrow morning at the open. USO has been a long-term trend for me. I did buy USO down here at 30.97. It's currently 30.58. So it is up about 12.87%. I bought this on the monthly bars. That's what makes it a long-term trade. Whenever you're trading bars that take a month to complete, you're in a long-term trade. I did buy this. It's a good example of a deep dip buy, regardless of time frame, under 30, over 30, under the -3rd channel, over the -3rd channel, and a V2 to boot. Have not hit a profit target yet, but the profit target's 25% above my entry. So I'm very happy with this trade, and it is up over 1% today. Verizon, all right. I took a half position. Quad, Gary, Yas. You notice here I wrote down earnings before market on the 26th, sell on the 25th before close. I don't ever want to be surprised with losing track of earnings, so I write myself a little note. So we all bought back here at 57.33. Nice rejection of the 200-day moving average. Nice V1. It is up 1.41%. I did hit a profit target 57.78, 58.09, and 58.40. Again, earnings are tomorrow morning, so I will be exiting this at the end of the day for a nice little trade. All right, Apple. Those are my regular positions. I had a fantastic trade on Apple today. I mean, man. So, deep dip buy on Apple on the 5 minutes. It went below the 200-day moving average, closed back above. I bought it at 137.69. Next bar was a huge bar up. I sold at 141.21. And then it just kind of meandered around. And then we had a close below the previous day's low. I got out. So I got in at 137.69, out at 141.23, and out at 141.74. And Obviously, I think the rejection of the 200 makes sense to everyone. But what I do want to point out is, I like to look at multiple time frames. And on the higher time frame, in this case, on the 25-minute above, when it rejected the 200-day on the 5, it also rejected the -1 ATR channel. So I had a confluence on multiple time frames that might be a low. And it was. So really happy with that trade. That was a big trade. Let's go over to the daily because we have Jatton in at 123 and we have Frank in at, where did Frank go? Frank, you're still in this, right? Oh, 111. Here we go. Your name just came off. Jatton's in at 123. Frank's in at 111. It's 142.13. It is up $3.08. I think this was up $6 today, and then it went negative, and then it came back. So nice trade there, guys. And then gold, I did have a trade on gold on the 25-minute bar. And I took this trade because it was a higher low V1 and a rejection of the -1 ATR channel, and it was a rejection of the 100-day moving average. I bought here at 173.69. I sold part at 173.95 when it had just a big up bar. We had another big up bar spurt. I sold another half of a half at 174.21. And I sold the remainder when we had a close below the previous day's low. So I got it at 173.69, out at 173.95, out at 174.03, and out at 174.20. Now, I always looked at the higher time frame. So what got me interested in this in the first place? I went to the daily. And when I got interested in buying, you can see it gapped up, came back down, bounced right at that 200-day moving average. So I felt pretty secure that there was some real support on the daily, on the 200 beneath me. That's why I switched to the smaller time frame and just looked for an entry. Simple, right? It's not that simple, but that is the way you should approach it. So great trade. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've had this happen in a while, but it's happened the other way. But fortunately, I've had 10 trades today and they've all been positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 7 swing trades and 2 day trades. So day's not over yet. That we may have to update that at the end, but so far a really good day, both day trading and swing trading. So I am definitely grateful for that. Pat is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Pat. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. We need to have one of our follow-up calls here in the near future, just to see how you're doing after our course and see how your trading is. David says thoughts on PSTG. PSTG. Oh yeah, this is my favorite setup, David. You can see down here. Well, maybe you can't. But PSTG is my #1 favorite. Yes, good eye. That came off Kamal's scanner. Interesting. Be interested to see how you came up with that. But yes, return to value, sideways motion, rejection of the -1 ATR channel, rejection of the low of the range, bullish engulfing bar, under 50, over 50, overall the moving averages. Absolutely. And a good place for a stop loss right about here, about half, somewhere around there, about halfway of that washout bar. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Let's look at the weekly though. We're up above the second ATR channel, which always concerns me. On the bright side, we are still above the 5 EMA on the weekly bar. So, with this kind of big bar, there's a very good chance we could get up here to about 24.06. But yes, this is certainly one I'm looking at, and good eye on that. Jason says, I exited some Apple at 144 just right after the open. Okay, let me know at the end, Jatin. Good trade. Frank has a poem for us. Let me type this on in here. Another day, another dollar. Some stocks whisper and some like to holler. But for traders who study and think like a scholar, it might be worth noting to keep your stocks on a leash and a collar. Bravo. Man, Frank, I don't know how you do this every day. Every day I'm more amazed that you can just create this. Not that just that they rhyme, but just that they're so good and pertinent. Another day, another dollar. Some stocks whisper and some like to holler. But for traders who study and think like a scholar, it might be worth noting to keep your stocks on a leash and a collar. Wow. Jackson says, brilliant. How do you do that, Frank, sir? I agree. That's what I was just saying. It's unreal. It's a gift. Wow. Without a leash, the stock might end up biting us. That's right. All right, let's get to it. Here we go. Let's get on with your trades. Johnson, Tim, Pat, Jatton. Nice trade here. Nice confluence of signals. Under 30, over 30 RSI, under the 200, close back over the 200, under the negative third ATR channel, over the negative third ATR channel. In at 250.161, look at this monster ride everybody's had. Unreal. Congratulations. Up 9%. That's right. You heard me correctly. 9%. Way to go, Johnson, Tim, Pat, and Jatton. Alibaba. All right. Johnson bought Alibaba at 235.20. Beautiful trade up here. Up 0.81% today and nicely up on the trade as well. Congratulations. All right. We have Pat and we have Gary that bought VIX at 1667. I know Pat sold half here and Gary sold half here with the rejection of the 50 RSI. Came on back down, tested these lows. Huge day today, up 5.18%. So both Pat and Gary are squarely in the money. Nice going. DKNG. Okay, Kamal had a trade on DKNG at $54 a couple days ago, and he did stop out today, which is a bummer that it went down, but more importantly, he followed his trade, which is the most important thing. That is Kamal's superpower, getting out when his stop loss tell him. So good trade, bud. SOLY. Ramble Ron's been on a tear lately. Ramble bought at $9 on SOLY. It is currently $10.58, up 1.73% and beautifully up on the trade. Twitter. We have Yas and Johan in Twitter at 45.90. Looks like Yas got out of 2/3 on Friday. Johan, no notes to that effect. Is down today, but they're both nicely up on the trade. CRM. Kamal, Frank, and Gary bought CRM at 216.80. Beautiful move up here today. Looks like Gary sold a third. Kind of a big reversal bar here today. V1 to the downside, down a little bit, was up strongly, but still nicely up on the trade for all three of these traders. HYLN, Bob bought HYLN at 15.77. It's currently 17.21. It is down a little bit today, but he is nicely up on the trade. AMD, yes, bought AMD at 89.11. It is currently 93.88. Looks like Yas has half left, but beautifully up on the day, beautifully up on the trade. U is what I was talking about before. Steve, Johnson, and Johan bought at 154.89. Cranked up. It was up 8%. Steve stepped in because of the big drop and got out at 161.07, locking in about a 4% gain. It has turned red, which unfortunate. False breakout to the upside with the V1 to the downside on the bars. Yeah, that's a bummer for Johnson and Johan that it was up. So that's always frustrating to see something up that big and then come back down. Tesla. Jatton sold Tesla. Bought Tesla, excuse me. Yeah. 639.90. It's currently 869.68. Hugely, bigly up on the trade. And it's also up 2.75% today. Fastly, Johnson and Johan, the dynamic duo, bought 86.80. It is currently 105.04, up 1.7% today and nicely up on the trade. The Qs were all over the place today. Look at this volatility in here. This big bar. This is Frank. Frank bought at 284.60. It's 326.65, up 0.38%. Very nice. Shopify. This is Kamal. Bought at 11.60. It's currently 11.90.7. It is down a little bit today, but still nicely up on the trade. Good job, Kamal. Net. Johan bought net at 81.30. It's currently 82.41, down a little bit, but nicely up on the trade. PLTR. Karen and David. Here, this is the one. Bought at 24.06. David took off half, which I don't blame him at all on a huge day like that. But the good news, he still has half with up another 9%. Let's take a reading on this. This trade's up 32.84%. Wow. And Karen is in from 27.39. So beautiful trade, both David and Karen. Google. Gary sold credit spreads on Google down to the 1640, 1630s, expiring at the end of this week. Long as it stays above 1640, Gary is going to keep all the money for writing those put spreads. Netflix. All right, Jatson bought Netflix at $5.74. It is currently $5.54, so down about $20 on the trade, and it is down 1.84% today. Eli Lilly just keeps going up. Gary, look at this trade. Return to value V1 166.14. This is a monster trade. Gary's been phasing out of this, which I'm glad to see. In this case, obviously, we kind of wish we wouldn't have, but generally I think it's a good idea. Up over 21% on his remaining shares there. ITB, Jatton, bought at 58.01. He sold half here at the close. It's up 22 cents today, but 58.01 at 62.22. Beautiful trade. NIO is also another monster trade. Frank bought at 46.16. Gary has calls expiring Friday at 163, and Gary is in there. So, oh yeah, from $58. So everybody's in the money on this. Down 3.83% today, but everyone's nicely in the money. Zoom. Who's our Zoomers? Johan and Johnson bought Zoom here at 356.90. It's currently 387.22. Very nice trade up on the day and nicely up on the trade. JMIA Karen, another great trade, 45.60. It's 58.62, up 2.91%. Beautiful trade. Karen has really come into her own lately. INAQ, Frank bought INAQ at 15.90. It's currently 16.20. Down a little bit today, but still up on the day, up on the trade. UGL, okay, Steve bought UGL at 65.52. It's currently 64.33, so it is down just a little today and down just a little on the trade. He bought that based upon the gap and go on GLD. Philip Morris, oh good, I'm glad to see this up for Quad. Quad bought Philip Morris at 81.83. It's 81.19, so he is down. It is down on the trade, but it is back up on the day, and it rejected the halfway of that washout bar, which was important. And then lastly, DDOG. Oh wait, I think Frank will have to remind me. I think Frank is out of this at break even, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure, but let me know there, Frank. Okay, let's see, current positions. Checkpoint is back to green, so that's good. Coca-Cola up on the day. I like that. If I wasn't in Coke today, I would be taking Coke because of this V1 rejection and the -1. Still not a profit target. Pfizer looks like it's hitting a high of the day, which is really good. 2 profit targets there. SPY, of course, buying that at the close again. Verizon exiting this at the close because earnings are tomorrow. Okay. Jackson says, planning to buy Visa, symbol V. Roaring bounce from 200 MA. Would appreciate your views. All right, let's take a look at Visa. Yeah, I've been looking to sell some puts on Visa and MasterCard, but I'm waiting until earnings. I don't want to have to deal with the earnings and all the volatility. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a false breakout to the downside. It's rejection of the negative third ATR channel. It's a rejection of the 200-day moving average. You do have earnings coming in a few days, so keep that in mind. It's a little chasey. I feel like it's a little chasey for a couple reasons. It's good that, see, here was the previous low. We are above that previous low, but if it takes you a long distance to go from the low of the bar up to the previous low, it's a little concerning. I talked about that on another stock last week, and it's exactly where it stopped. But a lot of volume there today as well. Could be good. Could be good. I'd like it closer. I'd like a better risk to reward ratio, but and it's been weak. You know, keep that in mind. The relative strength of Visa has been very weak vis-a-vis the market. Okay. Let me just take a glance here. Okay, listen, before we start looking at the end of day candidates today, you know, I like to go through Facebook. I like to go through Twitter. I like to look at some really good trading channels. There's some great ones out there that spend a lot of time and effort, burn a lot of calories, putting out great, good trading words of wisdom for us to read and consume for free. And I really like this channel on Twitter, Trader Lion, at Trader Lion _, at Trader Lion _. But when I read this, boy, it really jived with me. And so I made a note to discuss this on this program today. But if you haven't followed Trader Lion, it's a really good channel. Look, Trading Composure retweeted it. Everybody knows Trading Composure. If he retweets something, you know it's good, right? A proven methodology and specific rules to follow are a must. Otherwise, when the market turns against you and emotions are running high, human nature will take over and most likely lead you to do exactly the wrong thing at exactly the wrong time. You see, that's why having rules, that's why having if-then statements, if this happens, I'm going to do that. If that happens, I'm going to do this. And position sizing, understanding what your maximum loss is, position sizing for volatility. Remember, you only have two things in your control: when you buy and sell something and how many shares you buy and sell something. After that, it is out of your control. So, I mean, ultimately, that's the only thing you have control over. You do have control over stops and targets and things like that most of the time, but not all the time, because it could gap right down through you. So that's why I'm such a huge proponent, everyone, to have exact rules. Because if I was just, freewheeling it out here, then the only thing that will control me would be my emotions. You have your thinking side of your brain. You have that reptilian fight or flight side of your brain. And if you have a trade that's going crazy your way or going crazy against you, that's the part of your brain that kicks in. That's why, like Trader Lion says, a proven methodology and specific rules to follow are a must. Otherwise, when the market turns against you or goes forward or goes your way, I might add, and your emotions are running high, human nature will take over and most likely lead you to do exactly the wrong thing at exactly the wrong time. That's why you have to have a plan. I think when you cut through all the clutter, that's why you have to have a plan. You can't rely upon your instincts and your human frailties to manage a trade. You need to have a plan like he mentioned here, right? A proven methodology and position sizing and maximum losses and end of day stops and emergency stops, profit targets, all this stuff we talk about. So this is an excellent, excellent post. Thank you, Trader Lion, and show him some love at Trader Lion _. Although Trader Lion may be a woman, I don't know. So either or, show Trader Lion some love, and they have had some really, really good tweets lately. So thanks a lot. That was helpful for me, and I hope it was helpful for the group. All right, next up. So listen, this is a huge earnings week, everyone. I'm sure everyone is aware of that, but in case you're not, please be aware that this is a monster earnings week. Looks like we had some earnings this morning. Who's today? Linux, Boot Barn. But tomorrow it starts ramping up. Johnson & Johnson, GM, 3M, Lockheed Martin, Verizon. You can see that's why I'm getting out of Verizon today, because I don't want to gamble through earnings. American Express. After the close tomorrow is going to be big. AMD, Microsoft, but some other notables are Boeing, AT&T, Apple, Tesla, Facebook, Visa, Eli Lilly. So, Boeing, I say this, and, do whatever you're going to do, obviously, but in my opinion and experience, holding through earnings is a quick way to lose a lot of money. It's a quick way to make a lot of money to the upside as well. But, as traders, we should be focusing on how to minimize losses. That should be our main focus. And holding through earnings is throwing that all to the wind. And a lot of times you won't hold through earnings, like, what do I have? Verizon. I might get out of Verizon at the end of the day. I will get out of Verizon at the end of the day. And tomorrow it might go shooting up. But do you think I'm going to go, oh, I should have held? Maybe. But really, no. Because that's my rule. I know better, right? Yeah, of course it could go up tomorrow, but it's not going to make me go, oh, next time I'm going to hold through earnings. Because holding through earnings is the quickest way to lose money. And if you're a trader, why do you want to put yourself in a position where you can lose money quickly? So, just remember this. In case you have positions, do what you're going to do, obviously. You have your own plan. But just my 2 cents worth is a big, big trading week this week. And by the way, this is from Earnings Whispers. They're on Twitter, and I really appreciate them doing this. It's so nice for them to just correlate it together so it's easy to see and you don't have to go searching. Anyway, thank you, Earnings Whisper, and they're on Twitter. Show them a little love as well. Okay, that's what I thought, Frank. That's what I thought. That was in my memory. Did you just say vis-a-vis the market? Bam. Yes, I did. You like how I worked that in there? I didn't even try to do that. That's right, though. Vis-a-vis the market. That is so true. Emotions will kill you. Morgs, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening in South Africa. Hope your trading's going well. Is it going well? I have you still in Facebook, up nicely. Okay, what do we have? About 20 minutes left. Johnson said pets had a large move up and down today. Yes, I saw that. That's actually on the watch list, Johnson. Speaking of, let's go to it and read it. See what's happening. Hey, real quick. You've heard me talk about wolf waves before. Something I studied back in the 90s. There's a bearish wolf wave and there's a bullish wolf wave. A bearish wolf wave has a 0.1, a 0.2, a 0.3, a 0.4, and a 0.5. That is a bearish one. Now, we have not quite got, this is on the S&P, we have not quite gotten to the fifth point. The fifth point is the sell point if you're in a bearish one. This, let's see, 1, 2, 3, this is 0.4. The wolf wave people, I would be concerned if we got up to this area, this trend line above us. The wolf wave people tell you that if you have a 0.5, that it will come back down to this area. Will it? I have no idea. I have seen these things work pretty well, though, to be honest with you. But, you know, this is a bit of a trend line shooting out in space. So right up here, maybe the 3,900 level, both from an RSI level, both from a wolf wave level. I would be very concerned if the market gets on up here, but I was doing these earlier today and I thought I would show everyone. But 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 has not reached the 0.5, but the 0.5 would be the sell area. And you know, the wolf wave designers would say that because of physics, I don't quite understand it, that it will come back and meet this particular line. I don't know if it is, but I thought it was worth saying, and makes sense even just from a trend line perspective vis-a-vis the RSI level and the third ATR channel at that point as well. All right, here we go. PTSG. I do like this very much. We came down into the value zone. We made a lower high, but we took out the low, so it's okay. We've moved sideways, 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 sideways. This is a big bullish engulfing bar. We rejected the previous low. We rejected the -1 ATR channel. We do have a V1. We are still above all the moving averages. We went under 50, over 50. I can just tell you right now, just right off the bat, this is my favorite setup on the day. As long as it stays above the 50 RSI. If it doesn't stay above the 50 RSI, then I will not take this trade. Coca-Cola, of course, we talked about Coke already. I like this trade. I'm already in it, so I'm not going to retake it, but I certainly like the trade. The test of this low, bounce off the 200-day moving average, the V1, the close back over. I like this very much, but I'm already in it, so I'm not taking it. DBX, false breakouts to the downside, but not a V1 or anything like that. VRM is pretty strong here, but I don't. It looks like it already rejected the 50-day. Who knows? This one could go a lot higher. Let's look at the weekly. A little bit of a higher low going on there. I don't know. I still like PSTG better. FCFS, nice false breakouts to the downside, I believe. False breakouts to the downside there, almost a V1. Only 195,000 shares, not enough for me. NTGR, pretty good. Yeah. Return to value, sideways. Oh, sorry, no. The V1 was yesterday on Netgear. The false breakout to the downside and the V1 was Friday, not today. Sorry. I thought that was a V2. No, that's a V1. So no, I would pass on that. XLP, very strong today. XLP is consumer staples. Of course, you know, a lot of my positions I have today are consumer staples like Coca-Cola and Verizon and so forth. So this is a big, strong bar, bullish engulfing bar. Of course, I would not buy this because I already have Coca-Cola and Verizon, and so that would just be adding correlated positions. But not bad, but a little chasey. I think a little chasey. STRA. So false breakouts to the downside with the V1, a lot of resistance right up here, but it's only 196,000 shares, so not enough. LMT had a higher low V1 on Friday, up nicely, up 1% today, but earnings are coming up, so I'm going to pass on LMT. Pets is what Johnson was just talking about. Look at this. It's up 13.18% today. Unreal. Would I buy this? No. I mean, I get confused when I even look at this. I mean, not really, but you know, where are you going to put your stop? At 200? That's still 6% away, right? So a lot of contradictory things going on in this chart. If you're in it, great, but not for a new setup. Uber, look at this washout. Kamal brought this to my attention today. Look at this washout. Unreal. This must have been a while ago. Talk about going down and rejection of sellers and coming back up. Do I want to buy it here? No, because this is such a big move here. I mean, the real place for a stop would be the 50-day moving average right here. Earlier in the day when it was closer to the 50, it made more sense. But does it make sense to me now? It really doesn't. It really doesn't. W, I don't see anything on W. DIA, which is the Dow Jones Industrial. Of course, it came well off of its lows. Reversed back up. Rejected the previous low over here, but I don't see any reason to buy that. MKC, big day. McCormick. Oh, I remember us talking about this. I remember us talking about it on Friday. I didn't take it. Darn. But I would certainly not chase here. FDS, which is fact set research. Rejection of the 250 here. Rejection of this previous low, but I don't see a good risk to reward set up there. 3M company. Higher low V, well, it was a higher low V2 earlier, but I wouldn't take this now because it rejected the 50. Had I gotten in here, I would be getting out of half because it rejected the 50. And Goldman Sachs. Nothing on Goldman Sachs, but this is a beautiful return to value. By the way, earnings up here were outstanding. Why did it go down? You never know. Earnings can be great, and you could go down for 6 days in a row. Keep that in mind. But much better to buy here in the value zone than up here. But you know what I'm going to say? Yes, it's in the value zone. I want to see it going sideways for a couple days, maybe look for a V1 or a V2, then I would get in. So I am kind of stalking Goldman Sachs here in the next couple days. It is back in the value zone. Likely it could bounce. Doesn't have to bounce for sure, but I do like Pure Storage today as long as it holds above the 50 RSI. What is that? PSTG. Only a one set spread on that, so not bad. I mean, it's as good as you're going to get on a spread, right? PSTG. So let me move that up here. PSTG. Yeah, this is a beautiful return to value, sideways motion, rejection of the -1 ATR channel, rejection of the previous day's low. Move back over all the moving averages. Yep, I like it. Morg says, yes, it is going well. Was able to close some positions before the reversal. Excellent. Good job, Morg. Stan says, hi, Greg and group. Thanks for your thoughts on SPX. Thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. Morg says, what do you think of BIGC? BIGC. Well, it's up a ton, but I never buy anything this high. We're right at the third ATR channel. 92% of prices fail here, Morgs. Doesn't mean this one's going to. 8% go skyrocketing up in this environment. Who knows? Could happen, but no, I definitely would not be buying here. I'd be waiting for a pullback into value. Although it might go up another 10% tomorrow, but if if you want my opinion, this is well outside of the zone. I want to buy in value. I want to sell up into these areas. All right, so Checkpoint is doing well. Coca-Cola is doing well. Pfizer doing really well. Actually, it's a possibility I could hit that third profit target there. That'd be nice. SPY buying at the end of the day. Verizon off of its high a little bit. I will be selling this today because of the earnings tomorrow. What a day. I mean, Apple to be up $6 and then go negative and then now back up 738. Facebook to be up and then down. I mean, look at the volatility in this bar. Huge, huge. Jackson says, looks like the market has already anticipated earnings for Facebook, Tesla, and Apple rather than discounting them. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be good. It's rare when you see the market so wrong, but the question is, are they baked in? You know, I read something the other day that Americans have the highest savings rate in history at the moment. Well, of course, the market looks at that vis-a-vis money to be spent when the economy gets back to normal. But the way I look at it is there ever going to be a time where Americans have more money to spend than now? Probably not in the future. And, you know, of course, if we have a big quarter in 2 quarters or in a quarter, people aren't going to go, wow, we had a big quarter. Man, we got to buy the market. The market discounts that stuff in advance. So everything is known. So yeah, I'm concerned about it. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Apple, after Apple's earnings and Facebook's earnings and Tesla's earnings, that we go down. But who knows? That's just an opinion. I'm not gonna bet on that. I'm not gonna place a trade on that. But I guess, you know, I can have my own opinion, right? But that's how I look at it. Yeah, says finally Pfizer is awake and kicking. Maybe it got its own. Not saying that word with its own. Not even gonna say that word. But I understand what you're saying. Johnson said, looking at where benchmark index is, I have been trying to look for inverse V1s, V2s for bearish views. Somehow my eyes don't recognize them. Yeah, it's a little harder, Johnson, but if you get good at recognizing the V1s, V2s, just spend a little time looking for the bearish ones. They're just exactly the same, but just opposite. They're exactly the same, but opposite. But yeah, it takes out, you know, it takes out a high and reverses back down, like on, what was it, Checkpoint. I took it because the V1 here. See, we went higher than bar 1 and closed below bar 1's close. That's bearish. But then we went right back up. That's what made it immediately bullish. But this is a V1 right here. Here's day 1. Day 2 washes out day 1 to the upside, closes below. That was a good V1 to the downside, wasn't it? You know, if we look at the SPY, it's a V1 to the upside. It actually is what that is. Q's is a V1 to the upside. Although if we close below, it would be a V1 to the downside. All right, I better pay attention here, see what I'm doing. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's in there. Yeah, Verizon, sell it, close. Okay. All right, so I'm getting ready to buy Pure Storage, PSTG. All right. So here we go. I'm just going to put a market order here to buy PSTG. Okay. All right, on my end, about a minute to go. And of course, I'm buying the overnight SPY trade as well. Looks like VIX might be creeping up here at the end of the day. Maybe not. All right, that is it. Lots of orders going off there. Verizon being sold. Big day today. Very grateful for that. Very, very, very great. Okay, so I bought SPY at 384.39, and I bought PSTG at 23.24. 23.24. That's exactly where it's at. Okay. And then SPY about at 384.39. Is that right? 384.39, yes. Okay. All right, well, that was a good fill. 384.39. Okay. There we have it. So listen, if you have any new positions that you'd like me to update on the board, this would be the time to do it. Just put them in the chat. We'll go through them and again, we'll get them all squared away. Just real quick, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time if that's something that you're interested in. I do teach a 15-hour course, 5 sessions, 3 hours each. I think it's a really good course. I teach you everything I've learned about trading from all my experience and all my mentors and coaches over the last 25 years. You know, I think just bottom line, I think if you take the course, you're going to be a better trader. I think the best way to learn is to learn from someone one-on-one, and that's why this course is like this. So if you are interested, send me an email. The email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. If you do, reach out to me. Just say, hey, Greg, I'm interested in possibly taking your course and having a Skype call. And I'll reply and say, great, we'll schedule the Skype call. It's a good time for me to ask questions about you and your trading and your goals and your trading challenges. And then it's a great time for you to ask me questions about the course. And then when we're done with the call, you can think about it. And if you decide it's something you want to schedule in the future, you can just get a hold of me. I do want to say I am increasing the price from $1,000 to $1,750 just because I have so many students and I'm just kind of running out of time. But that starts on February 15th. So if you do schedule it before February 16th, sorry, that's my birthday, February 16th. So if you do schedule it before February 16th, of course, you get the lower price, which is the $1,000. I know it sounds cheesy. It's not some marketing deal. It's just, I've been saying this for a while. I just don't want people to go, oh, I didn't know it was going to be raised, right? In case you were thinking about doing it. Okay. And then lastly, if you could hit the thumbs up button today, if you enjoyed the program today, I would really appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. It helps YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. And so, if in the past or today, if you found something of value, I would really appreciate it if you could just take a half a second and hit that thumbs up button before you click on out of here and get on with your day. Okay. Jackson says, I'll exit 70% of my longs in all these stocks today before earnings. Good. I'm glad to hear that. There's Karen. And Yas is also in PSTG. Kamal has no trades. Roger that, Kamal. Gary's out of Verizon. Yep. You're out of a half of VIX, so I guess that makes it 3/4. Yeah, I think always a good time to take a little profits when the VIX goes up big. Out of NIO. Okay, what did you do here? Okay. Okay, so we want that to stay above and in PSTG. Johnson is out of Zoom. Nice trade, Johnson. Out of U. And Steve's out there also. I don't know. Did anybody take any profits on you when it went up? Out of Baba. That's a good trade there, buddy. Nice. Johnson's had some good trades lately. Sold Fiverr. February put spreads, 160s, 190s. All right. What's the date on the put spreads, Johnson? Maybe just the last Friday, the last Friday in the third week. I'm not sure, but in case you have a. So that's down to 190, 160. So some nice profit potential there. That's a wide spread. But, of course, more loss potential also. All right. Let's see what's happening after hours here. PSTG's up 16 cents. That's good. About Mr. SPY. Down. Mr. VIX. Down. All right. Does anyone have anything else for me? Okay, so I am out of Verizon. I don't know. Did Yas, did you hold through earnings on Verizon? I'm not sure. He didn't say he didn't, so I'm going to assume he did. So put Verizon over here. I don't know about Quad. That's good. We got the nice little run up into earnings. Big day, strong volume too. February 19th. Okay. We have to be exact around here. Okay, so let's hope Fiverr keeps above 190, right? Okay, Yas is still in Verizon. Okay, good. Good to know. Wow, what a day. Fantastic day today. I'm very, very happy with that. It's kind of a benchmark for my trading to have those 10 positions all be positive. I'm very happy. I'm not bragging. I promise you I'm not. It's just something that hasn't happened for so long that I'm just kind of excited about it. Jackson says holding the last 30% in Tesla, Facebook, Apple already in much profit, so no regrets if it gaps down. Okay. Okay. So I'll just put here, sold 70% before earnings. That seems like a reasonable approach. So that was Tesla. Let's go over here to Facebook and we'll mark that down as well. Okay. An app pull. I think that's a very prudent move, Jatton. You know, if it goes up, you still have some. If it goes down, you're thrilled that you sold it higher. You know, I like it. I like that approach. I like that strategy. Gary says, Johnson, I like that put spread on Fiverr. You're getting better than 10% return. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. Let's look over at Fiverr and analyze that a little bit. So the 190 strike price, I liked it. It's the low of this bottom. I like that this little high here is going to act as support. Let's run over to the weekly and see what the weekly lines up with. Weekly has the 20 EMA above it as support. I like it. Let's try the monthly. Not as much on the monthly, but the 5 EMA on the month is there. I like it. That's how I sell puts as well, as I analyze support that runs across different time frames with the same strike price. So excellent. Jackson says, I learned that approach from you here. Thanks, sir. You're welcome. Yeah, well, that's a big part of my trading. I'm glad to see you kind of incorporating that. Gary says, good luck with that. I have had a good run with Goog spreads, but now with earnings had to pause. Oh, are you out of Google, Gary? Did we get out of Google? Did I forget that one? I think I did. No, I didn't. You still have the Google put spreads? Oh, right. They expired this Friday. I wasn't sure if you just got out of them before this Friday, though. Yeah, I'm aware that they expired this Friday. Jackson said, I read this in the book John Murphy's Technical Analysis of Fin Markets that if a stock is moving up way too much before earnings, there's no buying pressure left on the earnings day. I 100% agree. I've seen that play out many times. Like I said before, it's baked in the cake. People assume it's going to be good. That's the kind of situation where you'll see they're most likely going to have good earnings. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it's certainly a possibility that it will gap up and people will sell right into the open, and that might be the high. I've seen Frank do that many times successfully. After, like, I think Nike was one of them, right, Frank? Gapped up big on earnings. He sold it right at the open, and I believe that was the high for a long time. I don't know. Let's look at Nike. It was here. I remember your trades, everybody. Don't think I don't, right? I believe he got out right here at the open, and you can see it was a big up day, and for the next couple weeks it went down. Rallied back up, but now we're really down. Okay. Well, I think we got everything. Nice trading, everyone. Thanks for being here. Please go out, try to do one nice thing for a human being today. Please go out, try to do one nice thing for an animal today. They will both appreciate it. It will make you feel better. And if everybody did that every day, it would make the world a whole lot better place. So excellent trading. I'm really glad to see, everyone holding on to winners and scaling out and doing good things. I don't see many losing trades where people are just holding on and fighting, and that's the key. So I'm very, 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 very proud of everyone. The old analogy, right? I mentioned this in a lesson the other night, but our portfolio is our garden. We want to let our vegetables and our flowers grow and thrive, but losing trades are weeds. And if you let weeds take over your garden, it's going to affect everything else, the things that you want to grow. So hurry and quickly Get rid of those weeds. Don't let them pile up. And you know how it is. It's easier to pick a little weed out of a garden than a big old weed. And it's the same with stocks. It's easier to take that first loss than having to like swallow your pride and just lock in a monster big loss. All right, it's a beautiful day here. I'm going to go out and do a little hiking, and I'm looking forward to that. So have a great rest of your day. And if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button before exiting out of here. All right, so hopefully we'll see everybody tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Take care, everyone. Thanks a lot. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of